What's your research question? That's the first question I ask people when they tell me they're doing a PhD. And almost all of them ramble on and on and on and on. Usually I can't wait to change the subject and move on. Just by listening to someone, you can pick up very quickly whether they have a clear, focused research question. Now, you're not going to get to this stage overnight. Your research question will almost certainly evolve. But by the time you start drafting your final proposal, you've got to have a clear and explicit research question. And when someone asks you, you need to be able to explain it in less than 2 minutes before the other person gets bored. That's my litmus test. I call this focus, clarity, action, or FCA for short. When you answer what your research question is, there must be focus and there must be clarity. And if you've got both of these, then you can proceed with action. Let me give you an example. By the time I was doing my research proposal and people were asking me what my research question was, I would respond to them as follows. Africa has a huge infrastructure deficit, and there are many projects in commercial sectors like telecommunications, agriculture, mining and energy that need to be done, but they aren't being done in part due to an inability to raise funding for them. Other continents and countries in both the developing and the developed world are using project finance extensively as a way to catalyze and fund these projects. That's not happening at the same scale in Africa. So I'm researching what factors promote and impede the execution of project and infrastructure ventures in Africa. I'm using a case study methodology focusing on 7 projects executed in South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique. 5 of these succeeded and 2 failed. And in each case study, I focus on the capital structure, the risk management, the governance arrangements, and the sustainability considerations that contributed to project success or failure. I hope my contribution to knowledge will include new insights into factors that contribute to project finance success or failure in these 3 countries and implicitly in the rest of the African continent as well. And then I intend to propose interventions to arrange and to structure these projects more optimally so you can increase the content's infrastructure stock, economic activity, and social development. Now, most people understood that. They may not have known what project finance was, but they would ask a follow-up question if they didn't. But they got the gist of the question my research was asking and how I thought it would make a contribution academically and practically. You've got to have that level of focus and clarity. The details can follow after this building block. If you are clear in your own mind as to what your research question is, it cascades into the coherence and the logic and the flow and the rigor of all your subsequent writing. Focus, clarity, and then action. And focus and clarity start with a well thought through, a crisp and a logical research question.